show. But as usual, we have to give a shout out to our sponsors. Our sponsor is Inkwell Printing. If you need volume copies, business cards, envelopes, brochures, flyers, promo items, booklets, invitations, rubber stamps, photos, and many, many more, reach out to Inkwell Printing at 1900 East Dublin Granville Road, Columbus, Ohio 43229, or you can give them a call on 614-888-2201. Inkwell Printing. If you need any, for all your printing needs, whatever you need, reach out to Inkwell and they got you. Believers Attire. Believers Attire is a Christian-themed T-shirt which aims to start conversations and to motivate and affirm our trust in God. When we put Kumasi on, you will see he has one that says, give God glory, which is amazing. I think he's been wearing a few, he's always representing. We have my favorite that I always say, you are capable, worthy, and amazing. And they have so many more. If you want Believers Attire T-shirt, please give them a call on 220-465-0822. 220-465-0822. Believers Attire, for it's a Christian-based theme T-shirt. RG Kids Portrait. They specialize in maternity shoots, baby shoots, and kids. It comes with decors and attire. So for all my moms to be, for all my, my newly moms, or, you just had a baby, for all your kids, you can reach out to RG Kids Portrait and they got you. Because these kids, they grow up so fast. So you need to capture a few memories. So reach out to RG Kids Portrait at 614-254-2151. 614-254-2151. Reach out to RG Kids Portrait. You can find them on Instagram as well as RG Kids Portrait. And also your girl right here, I will be hosting a Sip and Shop October 14th. It is a business rebranding and luncheon, and it's going to be amazing. Come out, network, meet people, shop. It's a free event. It's open to the public. So come, let's have a great time. It's happening at 3400 Clubway Court, Powell, Ohio. 3400 Clubway Court. It's a free event. It's a business rebranding and re-luncheon. So yeah, reach out to, if you want to be there and you have questions, just reach out to me or reach out to anybody here at All That Matters and they will give you all the information. So today I'm excited about the show. Do you know why? Because this is a conversation that we need to start talking more about, okay? And today we're going to talk about why are modern people not interested in marriage? Because, child, the topic of marriage right now has become iffy. But before that, let me introduce my amazing co-host. Oh, today he's the co-host. Let me introduce my co-host. How are you, Kumasi?
I'm all right. How you doing?
I am good. I like his shirt. Yes, his shirt. I was talking about it earlier. Give God glory. Period. Okay.
This was designed by a little girl.
Oh wow.
10-year-old.
Oh, I like that. That's sweet.
Yep. She did it. Anytime she sees me wearing it, she said, "Oh, you're wearing my shirt."
Oh, that's so sweet. I need to design one day. Yeah, I feel like the 10-year-olds are beating me. Jeez, calm down. But how are you today?
I'm all right.
Are you ready for the show?
Yes, I am.
This
I'm
topic,
super ready.
I'm not ready with you. I'm not ready.
I'm just going to leave it for you and Mike.
Oh, jeez. But let me introduce our guest today. How are you, Mally?
I'm good.
Do you want to go by Mike or you want us to go by Zally or Mally?
Anyway, I go by Mike. I go by Zally Marley. So anyway, but then my social media handle is Zally Marley. So
yeah, that's how I know you as. Okay, so Kumasi, you want to take? Because I'm not ready.
Yeah, so let me take it over. So this is episode 6.
Oh wow! We've done well.
Yeah.
Let's give it to us and the team, okay?
Yeah, we did it.
Let's give it up for the team.
Yep.
Oh yeah, and we're being produced by Mr. PK. Let's give him a shout out too. Okay, he's working.
Yeah, finally he's here.
Finally.
Okay, so why are modern people not interested in marriage? Why?
He's the guest.
Dolly, you gonna take it from there? Are you married?
Yeah, I am.
You married?
Yeah.
Okay. How long? How long have
I've
you
been
been married?
for almost.
Can you get closer to the mic for me, please?
I've been married for 2 years now.
2 years
Wow.
now? You get kids?
Yeah, I got kids.
How many?
I got 3 kids. I just had a baby too.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Yeah,
How long have you been with your woman?
2 years.
And you got 3 kids in 2 years?
I mean, she had
Oh.
2 kids before I met her.
Oh, okay.
My
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
How long have you
Nice.
how long have you known each other before you get married?
We knew each other for a year. You know, I mean, when it gets to marriage, when you meet the person, it's the vibe. You know, when you meet somebody that you really vibe with, or somebody that you see that there's a goal, like when you both have goals together, it's a different vibe, and you end up. There's a lot of troubles when it comes to relationship. You know, there's in and outs. Like I said, people have their own emotions, and you have your own emotions. You know, so when it comes to dealing in relationships, it's 2 different people coming together to
go on a journey?
yeah, to go on a journey, or to go like on the same path. And it's not easy because you have your route, I have my route. Now we have to defer our routes and then try to make our routes the same route so that we can all ride. So marriage itself is something, the reason why I think young people or the modern age people are not really into marriage is because, you know, back in the day, from what I know, back in the day, marriage was a serious thing. It was a serious commitment. You just cannot just get up and say, I'm going to get married. No, you have to, you know, back in Africa, like Ghana, like this, for instance, you have to go see the parents. They got to give you a list. It's a whole procedure. It's not just like you meet somebody today and you're just going to get married, because after that, you have to go to counseling and stuff like that. These are some of the processes that we as the young people miss out. You know, some people don't take counseling serious. Some people don't take, let's say, maybe going to the parents and all that list and all that stuff to them is a lot of money. And they would rather not be bothered by it. You know, and right now, the age that we are in, you see people being single and happy because of the fact at the end of the day, why would I have to be in a relationship and I can't even sustain the relationship? Because people are not ready to learn from, like, we humans, we make mistakes.
Yeah.
You know, so if you're with me and I don't make mistakes and you expect me to do the right thing every time,
It won't work out.
it would definitely not work out.
Yeah.
And that's my thought for now.
Why people don't want to get married.
Exactly.
I like where you're coming from there.
Right.
But I'm going to throw it to Kumasi.
I think people are not getting married because marriage is very expensive now, especially for the man.
Okay.
Marriage is too expensive. Like when you look at our culture, so basically when you look at our culture, we are getting married twice.
Yes.
In our culture.
Yes. We do the
You
traditional.
know, we do the traditional marriage, and then we have to do the so-called wedding.
Yeah, the church.
And that's a lot of investment.
Okay.
Now in America right now, the base marriage is like $30,000.
The base here, yeah.
That's the base in our community. I'm not going, in our
Yeah.
community. So you think about it like a young man like me. I just started life with a $30,000 debt.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
You know,
Jump.
so that's why.
Ridiculous.
And in our culture, mostly it's the men always paying the stuff.
Right.
That's why men are. It's one of the reasons why men are not even interested in marriage. Because when I normally, I love this topic, marriage. I love this topic. Anytime I speak to young guys, all they say is it's too much. It's too much of
women
money
want to do too
yeah.
much.
And the women will not compromise.
Yeah.
They want the wedding. They want this. And they wouldn't compromise. So most of the guys are looking at it like, I'm sleeping with you anyway.
I'm getting the milk while we pay for the cow.
While we pay for the cow. You are cooking. You are probably doing so many wife duties. So why should I marry you? Why should I spend $30,000? This is the base just to get married to you.
That's ridiculous.
You know what I'm saying? So it's very expensive on the part of the guy.
For me, I thought people don't want to get married. I feel like people especially in my age group, don't want to get married because I feel like marriage has become very unserious. The reason I say, because I was having a conversation, my little sister, we're having a conversation about because her too, she has the feeling of, I don't want to be married, I'll get married in my late 30s. Because I think we've made marriage like a a push and pull. So it's like I go in, when I'm bored, I come out.
Right.
Right, you get what I mean? And people in marriages do not make marriage attractive anymore.
Right.
Like me, sometimes when I sit, I'm like, I want the marriage that my grandparents had.
Right.
I felt like they had, it was like a united front. But in this day and age, we live in a social media marriage world. You know, we're doing everything to please the outside world, but then deep down, there's no real marriage happening. I don't know if you get what I mean. Like, there's no real marriage happening. So I feel like marriage has become very unattractive, especially to people my age, because there are men out there that are married, but they're sleeping with everything in skirt. Me as a single woman, when I see that, my first thought is, then what is the essence of getting married? When I'd rather be single, enjoy my life, because these days, you know, these single, they get their degrees, they travel, they're living their life.
Right.
So I'd rather be free by myself than have a burden of getting a husband who will not take me serious, who will marry me and put me at home, but he's gallivanting the street with every crook and cranny, which we can, as a woman, I can honestly sit here and say, so I've been approached by more married men than single men, and so many young women go through that. So for me, it makes it very, it's like, what is the essence of it? I feel like that's what a lot of women my age, they don't find it attractive. The wedding is beautiful, so we think about it, like, okay, I'll have the wedding, you know, my ball gown, my kente, especially me being Ghanaian, my kente, I'm looking forward to that. So that's what maybe you look forward to the ceremony. And also one of the things is, most young people that are getting married get married quick and then leave. So me as a young person, I'll be like, okay, then there's something in there that maybe I should avoid. So then why go into it? Because we also go into it without having an understanding of what marriage is. Because our mothers are no longer telling us about marriage. Our fathers are no longer telling us about marriage.
So what are our mothers telling us now?
They're no longer telling us. I'm so sorry. All they'll tell you, their focus is more on the ceremony than even the marriage. So I feel like there's so many things that are now going wrong. So then it no longer becomes attractive to us to do it. Right. You know, if that makes sense. So for me, I feel like, for me, I will get married because I now understand the essence of marriage, the purpose behind marriage. And then I feel like there is more to marriage than just the glitz and the glam. The glitz and glam is beautiful. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to wear my wedding gown. It's beautiful, but I feel like there's more to it. And I feel like the more we talk about, the more that is to marriage, it will make it more attractive to us. And then we also have to emphasize, because I remember when I was younger, one of the things I used to hear when you go to marriage is there's no divorce. Divorce is not an option. Right now, we've made divorce an option that before, yes, I was watching a podcast. I think it was a podcast or an interview that the lady said she has already made up her mind. So before she goes into the marriage, it's like if she's already planned that if a divorce happens, this is what she's going to do. Before she goes into the marriage. So then what is the essence? Because like you're already going with like a agenda that I will get divorced, right? Yeah, it was a podcast. It was like one of those Instagram podcasts. And she was saying, I've already set myself so that if anything happens, I'm ready to go. And I was like, so if somebody outside is watching, a young person is watching, your first thought is, what is the essence of it? You know, because right now we've made it so, because divorce is so easy now. All I got to do is go to court and say I'm done with the marriage, and that's it. But back in the traditional, our Ghanaian, I don't know how that works. I feel like Kumasi will talk more about, but I feel like you have to go through a process. You know, the families, all of that, they find a way. But now it's no longer like that. So it doesn't feel, there's no point. Mekwaba. That's the marriage now. Mekwaba.
Yeah, you are right. You are right.
I'll be back in 2 years.
You are right. You want to say something, Zali?
I mean, what she's saying is right, but you know, like with the instance of the podcast that you were talking about, you know, going to marriage already deciding that it's already going to end is not. It's sometimes it's due to past traumas and past insecurities that people have had, you know, because if I will go to marry, it's like women are thinking about it in the way that, because at the end of the day, you cannot go to marriage where somebody is going to disturb you. You know, I mean,
I don't like stress.
People should be ready for what the West is. But when it comes to marriage, and we're talking about marriage, it's more than that, and that is what people are not paying much attention to, because if you say you love somebody, to me, is a big word. You know, if you go into commitment with somebody, to me, is a big thing, because at the end of the day, regardless what it is, whether hook or crook, you should be able to stay because that's what you decided to end your life with. But if you are going in with the sense that, oh, if he or she makes a mistake, I will leave, then you're not even ready for marriage. So that's my thought on that.
So, okay, I get where you're coming from, but don't you feel like society have made it that way?
Yep.
Society have made it that way that I get married today, and if the guy, Kim Kardashian got married and divorced in 72 hours.
74 days.
No, 72. No, she did one that she got married, divorced.
74 days.
It was days. I thought it was hours.
With the
Chris
basketball guy.
You see, but there's people that even get divorced earlier, right? So they've made it so easy. It's like, okay, if I get married today and tomorrow it's not working for me, adios amigos.
I think what is happening is we've taken God out of the union. Before God was at the center of marriage. So before we get married, there was this thing sacred about marriage. In the days, it was very sacred. So before somebody will say, I want to be married, then psychologically the person have psyched himself, especially the guys. Prepared themselves that this is what I'm getting in. And in our culture, it was mainly the guys making the initiation. And your father will be like, because in our culture, when you are getting married to both families. You're not just going to take one person and marry that person. You are getting married to both families. So in a traditional marriage, it's basically like a union between two families.
Two families, yeah.
Right? So if my father follows me to go and get a woman for me, it means my father is putting his words on the line. His image, his dignity, his integrity, everything on the line. So it is the job of my father or my parents or whatever, my family, to make sure that this marriage do not break. There's going to be bad times, but they will still make sure that they fix it. That was the system that we have. And what happened is we took the power from them. Now they don't even have any say in our marriages. We meet ourselves, we agree, and then we go tell them. You know how it is. Before, they were part and parcel of the whole process. They decide that, I think this lady will be good for you. Just look at her. They check all that. They do all the background checks and everything. And let's say if your father want to get you a man, you believe that your father will do whatever he's supposed to do.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? But now it's us picking them and saying, oh, this is what I want. And sometimes even when the father says they don't want it, they don't think it's a good choice for us, we fight them. So they are the position that they folded their arms and they're like, you know what? I'm just going to bless you to do whatever you think is right for you. And they do it. And then we go in and then boom.
Divorce.
It's because the foundation is not good. There's no God in the midst of it. We do not allow the family to be part of it, because it is easy for one person to break up than two different families breaking up. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But now we do it our own way, and I think that's why it's breaking. So marriage is not attractive anymore. Back in the day where every young girl admires to be married. I know still women want to be married because marriage is a big deal for women, but it's not like it is.
It's not like before.
Now women will prefer to have a good job than to have a good marriage. But the worst part is, we will talk about that later. But the worst part of it is that it will come back and haunt you, because women naturally prefer family than work. So I think the system is not also helping us. You cannot just let people just divorce because they want to divorce. As we are sitting here, people can just go to court right now and say they are bored. That's the reason why they are divorcing.
Well, boy, we're no longer attracted to each other.
Yeah, that's the reason.
Do
you think that when you were going to get married, you're going to be attracted to each other every day?
No.
You could get married today and your wife can be paralyzed the next day. Your wife should be your bond.
Even siblings, sometimes we don't like each other.
Yeah. So I think it's basically the fact that we do not want to. And I think that this generation don't want to take responsibilities too. What do you think about that?
True.
Facts.
True.
Facts.
Yeah, we do not want to take responsibility. This guy is looking at it like, why should I take this woman? Why should I make this woman my burden? Why should I be the one provided for this woman? Why should I be the one?
You know what I think it is?
What?
Sex has become so cheap that it's like, for me to carry that burden,
Does it worth it?
because if it's left with sex alone and food, I can get any woman to make it. And when it comes to sex has become so cheap right now. They can DM a woman and the woman will be in their bed 2 hours after the DM. You get what I'm saying? So there's like, what is the point of me carrying this burden? Because you have to understand, when you get married, it is carrying a burden of some sort.
Oh yeah, of course,
so you have to make
it
sure
is.
you're providing for your wife.
Yes.
They're providing for the kids will come in the picture. You're providing. Right now, if a man wants a child, all he has to do is meet a woman, have a baby. What would you do? What was the worst you do? Put me on child support.
Yeah.
And then what? I have the kid that I want. You get what I'm saying? So why will I put myself through that burden? What about you can rotate a different women every day? So nobody wants to put that stress on them.
Yeah, why should I take one food while I can eat all the buffet?
Fried rice,
Have all the buffet.
I mean, it's that's a point too, though, because once you start being with somebody for a very long time, and you are around the person for a long time, it gets a little bit outdated, because you've seen this person all the time. And then another thing is, people end up being in a relationship and start staying together and doing all those relationship stuff, living together, acting as if they're married when they're not actually married. So it takes that importance of, we need to get married before we can stay together. Or so it's like, oh, I got a girlfriend, she stays with me, or we stay together, we live together, and we live like a couple. Down the line, down in the relationship, you forget that there's something that is more important. Like, there's something that's supposed to be done to put a unification between the two of you, not just because you live together. But people end up forgetting. I know people that have been in a relationship for like over 10 years, and they've not even thought about marriage, because they've already jumped one step before the whole thing. They live already together, and then they acting as family already. So why would they bother about marriage?
There was this street podcast, when you say that, there was a street podcast that I was watching, and it was a couple. They've been dating for, I think, 4 or 5 years, and they live together. And the guy asked the lady, why are you guys not married? And the lady was like, oh, I'm waiting on the man. And then the guy's response was, why do I need the government to say I'm married before? We live together, we pay the bills together, we do everything together. So why do I need, which I know a few people that have that understanding. There's a divorced lady that I know in my life that says, I will do the whole life partner. We'll do a partnership. But the fact that I will get married and say, the whole marriage thing, there's no point of it. Right. So in that case, many people are doing life partners. Right now, even when you go to hospitals, they have an option with single, married, divorced, life partner. They have that now. So why choose the burden of having to go through the whole court process? Let's live together. Let's have kids. Let's life partner.
But even with us, it was easier for us because there was no paperwork.
Yeah, we did the family. We didn't do paperwork though.
No, we didn't do no paperwork.
So the government didn't know you're married?
But that's marriage. So far as the families recognize you as married couples, that's all it was. We didn't used to do paperwork, and all this paperwork came in, and now we gave so much power to the government, and now the government is dictating how the marriage should go and everything. That everybody's scared of big government.
But I feel like it's safer though.
How?
The reason I say, especially in our culture, or let's say in the African culture in general, I won't say Ghanaian culture, the African culture, if I'm legally married, let's say if something, God forbid, my husband passes away, then family is not entitled to properties. Then because I'm legally married, so guess who it goes to? The wife or the children. Because I think, was it this Nigerian musician that passed away recently? I forgot his name. At his funeral, at his graveside, the family already planning how to take the things from the wife. You get what I'm saying? So if then legalities come in, it helps in that situation. So then family is not fighting for my property.
That's why it comes back to the marriage again. Marriage is between two families. If the two family comes into accord that we are one, that thing will not happen.
What if they don't?
But if they don't, then there's no marriage.
You can marry, right? That they will agree, they'll come sit there, but then maybe...
No, it's not they coming to sit there. You see, marriage is a process. You see, marriage is not an event, too. It's a whole process. So let's say my family and your family comes together. We are one family. You understand? I can use my father's side as an example. The man that was named after, he died 2 weeks before I was born. So that man, before the man died, the wife had 3 kids. And up till now they are all grown up. So before they all became independent, it was the family that took care of the kids. You understand? Yeah. Because those two families came together.
That's what I like about
you understand? The reason being why we're having these problems of fighting is when we are getting married and there's confusion, the family is not agreeing. You know, you are trying to get married to somebody, the family is not agreeing. You know, there's no agreement, and they're always like somebody's not happy about. Anytime those things happen and you get into the marriage, something might happen. But imagine that my father comes to your house, beg your family, I want, you know, my son to be with your daughter, your family, you know, to talk to them, play with them, and they finally agree. You think my father can maltreat you when I'm not there?
No.
Because the family have agreed. There's an understanding.
But what if there is? But you know how it could be, but then once something happened and people realize what they can gain from it, things change.
Every family has its own leader.
Of course.
Every family has its own leader. And then when the leader speaks, that's it.
I'm the leader, man.
You know what I'm saying? When the leader speaks, that's it. You may be a sister, you may be a brother who think that you want that, but the leader of the family says this is what the family is going to do. You can't do anything about it. You know what I'm saying? What's happening now is we don't know whether to go the Western way or to go the traditional way. That's where that's where the confusion is. Right. That's where the confusion, because to say a TSS here, if I give my property to, let's say, my son, and my son makes it out of the property that I gave to my son, and then my son married you, and then my son died. Do you think if my son dies, you deserve more than I do?
No.
But you see, when you go to the Western way of marriage, when you marry somebody, whatever they have is yes, right? In our culture, it's not like that. Because in our culture, inheritance was passed on. You know what I'm saying? You look at it like, me be a first son, and then my father can say, okay, we don't have money. I sacrifice the life of all your other siblings. I'm going to make sure you make it. And when you make it, you take care of
your other siblings. Yeah.
The inheritance is with you. So the wife cannot just say that because, it was my husband, I take everything. That's why even when they have the interstate law, what they used to do is they divide properties by 15. They give 9 to the wife and the children. They give 6 to the family. You cannot do away with the family.
I think that one, that's really, I feel like we need to bring that back.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You cannot do away with the family. And that's what is bringing the problem. Now we are trying to do away with the family like they've not done anything.
But I feel like also these days, families also go ahead with everything. Yeah. I think what we were talking about earlier, you know, let's just say I bring Mr. Mike, you know, my family do not agree with it, right? Back in the day, I personally feel like that's not how it worked, right? But back in the day, let's say if I bring a partner, my family don't agree, they will not go ahead with the marriage, right? But we live in a Romeo and Juliet world. Or I would say Romeo and Juliet, that would be even the wrong example. But we live in a world that maybe I'll bring him, my parents may not agree, but for the fact of me banning worry or my child will be married, they will go ahead with it. Which we see that happening in our era.
I think now. What it is we've taken a lot of
that want their child to be married, they'll do it.
I think what it is we've taken a lot of power from the parents.
No.
I think that's what it is.
I don't think so.
If I want to get married and I go to my mother and my mother said, no, I don't think this woman will.
But they'll still move on with it.
If this, and I keep pushing, that's what I want, that's what I want, that's what I want. What do you want my mother to do?
There are some families that will say no, especially in the Nigerian culture. There's a tribe in Nigeria. If the parents do not agree with it, they don't care what you do. It's not happening.
But at this stage, we can even go and get people and then they go represent. Right. That's the level that we are in our society. Like young guys can just go grab somebody and say, follow me and let's go and do this.
Yeah.
And then we go. So there's no spiritual backing in this marriages.
I feel like it's just right now. I feel like we should just go back to. Then we'll also say let's go back to arranged marriage.
It's the best.
Because then our parents are the ones that arrange the marriage.
It's the
because,
best.
But that's the only way. That'll make it more attractive. Because before you leave the marriage, you've been arranged. Right. So how you going to leave the marriage that you are arranged to be in? You can't leave.
But is that not the best system?
Arranged marriage?
Yeah, it never breaks.
I love my parents. My parents are amazing. I know my parents are amazing. I love my dad. I love my mom. But looking at some people that my parents would be like, oh, that's a nice guy. But like, Mom, do you even know what he does? There's a guy, right? That used to be in our church. Mom was like, oh, guy, we're doing nice. Oh, what bad? I knew what the guy does. But my mom's judgment, right, was she was looking at something wrong else compared to what we knew about the man. You get what I'm saying? So sometimes our parents may have like a good intention, but they might.
But what I'm saying is, with the arranged marriage and whatever that we are talking about, the arranged marriage lasts longer than this.
You think so?
I know so. What you think?
Are you sure?
Yes.
Yeah, it do.
Marriages in this generation.
I personally feel like just do the work. When you do the work, whether it's arranged or not arranged, it will work out.
I just feel like if we want to, we need to motivate young guys to understand that marriage is a beautiful thing. Because it looks like the women want it. It's the guys that are but the women are.
The women, right now it's
the women want marriage.
Right now it's opposite. I feel when they get to 35 up. Now,
when you put a man and a woman.
Or the woman.
Right, the woman wants marriage. Yeah. Women wants marriage.
Yeah, for me, I feel like the whole concept of marriage. If you have to think, let's take that we married or stuff out of it. But the whole concept of marriage is a big thing to me.
It's huge,
it is not.
Because think about being in jail for life. That's what marriage is. That's what my dad once described. He was like your longest jail term service that you can't get out of.
But that's why you got to choose the best partner. You're gonna.
It is even wrong for anybody to compare marriage with jail.
No, the reason why they say that, you know how when you're in jail for life, right? You can't get out. I feel like we will put that in people's head.
But that word itself is negative.
A jail term?
Yes.
I feel like it's a good word.
No, it's not.
In this our generation, Kumar say. I'd rather you tell me no, do you know why? If you don't do that, then I know I'm going to jail and I'll be out on parole. Because when I'm out on parole, we're on a break. No, if you say for life and I can't come out, then no, when you put that in our heads, right? When I'm going into the marriage, I know I'm not coming out.
What I'm saying is, what about you say it's a lifelong institution. There's no coming out instead of jail. Jail is a punishment. And the moment that you associate punishment with this,
but you've heard that statement before, right?
I've heard it. That's what I'm saying.
Like,
these are things that, because the moment that you say, it's like we serving your food in a brand new WC. Will you eat?
No.
Ew,
does it sound right to you?
That's disgusting.
Yeah, it doesn't matter whether it's brand new or not. You don't associate marriage with jail. Yep. That word is very negative. And the moment that you say, oh, when you get married, it's like you are in jail. Mm-hmm. Psychologically,
the ring is the longest handcuff you ever wear.
You see, psychologically, nobody wants to be in jail. So if you do not want to be in jail, then what will you do?
Try to break out.
Yeah. You see, what we need to do is, yes, a lot of things is happening in our society. Mm-hmm. A lot of things. People are, killing people just because of marriage. People are getting depressed just because of marriage. It's not the institution, it's the people. Yep. It's like, how they talk about gun violence? Gun violence. It's not
the gun.
It's not the gun, it's the people.
Guns. Thank you.
Because think about it. Think about it for a minute. If we ban all guns, what do you think we're going to do? We're going to ban all cars. People use cars. People use trucks to kill people. You going to ban cars too?
No.
So, the best way that we can do is to educate people. Tell people, yo, marriage is beautiful. Don't let nobody tell you otherwise.
You can say it, sir.
I hear people saying we can't just say.
Yeah, you be like, oh, marriage is beautiful, right? Yes. Me, I won't lie. There was a point in my life I was like, forget marriage. Mm-hmm. I remember, I think I'll say till I was like 22, 23, 24. I was like, forget marriage. You know why? I never saw any healthy marriage, right? So in my case, I was like, why will I put myself in a situation?
What do you mean by you never saw any head? You saw your grandparents.
Okay, besides them, let's take.
And you saw your grandparents' friends. You saw them
Not
too.
really.
You didn't see them? Your grandmother didn't have a friend that they were also married?
Well, okay. No, don't get. Okay, let me explain. I saw my grandparents. They had the most beautiful marriage I have ever seen. That's why in the beginning I said, whenever I think about marriage, I always think about them. Right? I always think about them. But at a point in my life to a certain age, right, I was like, there's no point of marriage. I don't get it. Because when I sit down and think about it, I didn't see anything healthy in marriage. Because all I saw was I'm married all in the name of I'm married, but then I'm being emotionally abused, mentally, physically. You know, you are going through you are married, but as a woman, you're doing everything by yourself. Then what is the point? Then I'd rather be single instead of getting married.
How?
A lot of
what do you mean by you are married by doing everything by yourself?
I'm speaking from what I have seen, right? If as a single woman, all I'm seeing is, okay, she's married, but all the bills are on her. Taking care of the children is on her. She's paying for everything. She has a husband in the home, but she's doing everything. As a young child or as a young woman, and I've seen 3-4 people like that. In my head, what is the essence of it? I would rather stay by myself, do the bills by myself. I'll be okay than to get married.
But we need to understand how do we even get there?
How do you
How do we get there?
What do you mean?
How does a woman marry a man that does not do anything?
Well, I don't know. I'm just speaking on what I've seen.
So you're speaking of what you were seeing.
What I have seen, yeah. What I've seen other women also experience. I've seen women who were in marriages that were being abused, beaten. I had to carry my own friend to the ER. At that time, I think I was 21. No, I was 21, 22. Carry my own friend to the ER because her husband had punched her in the face. Somebody like that, and I'm single, I'll be like, what is the essence? Then I'll be beaten every night. I can't come and kill myself. I'd rather be single.
Do you think at the time that it was because of the marriage that the person was beaten?
She's married. Keyword is she's married. I'm speaking of young people that are looking.
How you were saying, but I'm asking since you were
woman.
closer. I'm asking that. Did you think it was because the person was married? That's why that happened to her.
If she was single, she'd be beaten every night.
Oh, she was beaten every night.
If she was single, she'd be beaten every night.
No, she was beaten every night. Okay.
You see,
the reason why I say that, no, if she was single, she'd be beaten. No. And that's what a lot of these women, a lot of young women my age are saying. If I'm single, will any man cheat on me? No.
But why
single,
would she be beaten? That's I think go ahead. I think you wanted to say something.
I think we gotta define relationship, we gotta define marriage. Because honestly, a lot of people get into relationships and marriages and they don't actually talk about what exactly they're looking for in a marriage. In the sense that, like you were saying, some married men be out here jumping wherever. You know, in Africa, let's go back to Africa. I'll go back to Africa. Men are actually people that I'm trying to find the best, will actually attain success before they find a woman.
Yeah. And they are ready to spend.
And they are ready to take care of the woman. If you don't really have, if you are, the question is, if you are a man and you have not successfully gotten to a point in life,
they don't even allow you to get married.
Yes, you don't get married. But this is a situation where we have gotten to a point where you are trying to achieve something for yourself in life, and now you have added a woman, just because at a point in life or a stage in life, you get to a point where you need companionship. You know, now is it that the person that you're in companionship understands where you are at in life right now? You know, some people might be in a relationship and they cannot afford to pay the bills. Now, guess what? If it falls on the woman to pay the bills, is a problem, because no, she is expecting a provider. She's expecting a protector.
Of course.
You know, and maybe that person is not at that point in time. Now, this is where marriage becomes valuable, because as a wife, if you are able to support your husband through the tough times, then you have then tomorrow when
but these women want soft life now.
Yeah, they want it.
Life.
Yeah, they want it to be baby all day.
Baby meat
all day. Baby all day, without thinking about it, like, okay, this man has to take care of himself. Aside that he has to take care of you, aside that he has to take care of other responsibilities. So sometimes women also got to take, because to me, marriage is a woman thing.
How?
I'm going to explain. if a man
Yeah,
marries
let
a
me
woman,
fix my face real quick.
if a man marries a woman, he brings glory to a woman.
Of course.
You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
Of course.
It's a woman thing. If a man marries they
Of
would
course.
say that
Even
oh,
biblically.
yeah, if they would say that
Biblically it says, "He who finds a wife finds a good thing." Biblically.
Oba wenimunyam ene wukunu.
But still, do as your wife, you obtain favor. The Bible said it. I didn't write it.
But he said glory, right?
Yeah,
And I'm
I mean,
telling you,
I
so
bet
Oba-
you-
I mean,
Oba wenimunyam ene
yeah,
wukunu.
yeah.
This is the
But
Bible.
the husband, you won't get favor until you find a wife, a good wife. Though.
But a man can actually attain, like a woman can also do the same thing, attain success and skyrocket and do their own thing.
Of course.
A man can also do that thing and skyrocket and do that.
But with
thing.
a woman, it
But
becomes
guess
bigger.
what? And with a woman, it becomes
It becomes bigger.
yeah, because now you successful, but
With a woman, it becomes bigger.
what do you mean?
A man can own, let's say, a business. With the right woman by your side, it can triple.
I
It can
understand. I
quadruple.
agree with that.
So I want to also
I
emphasize on that.
agree, and I agree with
And
that.
also, a man can have a business, a woman will collapse it.
That's true.
24 hours.
That is true. That one there is true. So
24 hours.
find yourself a good woman, and she's from Nzima. Thank you. I had to shout out my people.
You know,
Nzima women are the best.
So that's the whole thing. Like women want to be married, but the question is, why are they not married? Because they cannot marry themselves.
Yeah. Not in America.
I mean,
I was about to say right now we have
I mean, of course, yeah, of course.
I was about to get
Right
there.
now, here,
I
of
was
course, yeah.
about to get there. You see,
But now, never.
And now society has come to a point where now same-sex marriage and all this stuff. So now marriage itself is delusional. Like you don't even know the wrong from the right.
Yeah.
If two men can marry, if two women can marry, if a man and a woman can marry, then why can't a man
Do you
have
feel like there are men that want? There are men available now. Hold on, let me phrase the question. The way you guys look, hold on. You know how women are like, oh, we want to marry, but there are no more men. Either they're in jail or they're gay.
So,
Right now, let's be honest. Half of the guys are gay.
Let me tell you this. The men are there, and I keep
Are
saying
they?
this every.
Yeah.
The men are there. Yo, go to your church and look at the single guys over there. Bro, the stat says that 1 out of 4 men will not have sex their entire life.
That's sad.
1 out of 4 men.
That's
1 out of 3 men will not have sex this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, think about it. It is only 20% of men that is sleeping with 80% of the men on all these dating platforms. It's only 20% of the men. So it looks like all the women likes the same guy. That is where the problem is. It's not like there are no men. There are men that are there that will take care of you. You don't want them. That's the problem.
And not even that they don't want them, they come with their own rules. Women come with their own rules. Like, I'm gonna be honest with it.
True.
Like, you meet a man and you want him to take you out on a date. You have your own roster you came with. You need to buy me flowers. You need to do this, do that, do this, do that, do that. And if the man misses one, guess what? Hellbreaker.
Red flag.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
new
yeah,
thing
yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah.
Red flag. On Instagram right now, if you even coughs wrongly.
I don't know if
flag.
you all have seen this movie called The List.
No,
There's a movie that's it's a very long time ago. I watched it around 2010.
Really?
And
I'm
the girl
gonna
had a
find it.
list.
Hey.
To cross
That
out.
even on the list, you want a guy that cries at the movies.
Oh.
A guy that will cry when it's watching. A guy that likes dogs.
But
A
you
guy
know that's
that-
what we are taught, right?
But if
When I was 16, a pastor told me, now you are 16, you are growing. Start writing down what you want in your man. Recently, I had a pastor tell me the same thing. Oh, at this time, you should be preparing to get married. Write down the list of what you want in a man and let God bless it for you. And so I asked her, like, okay, would you mean? Because my list that I have is character. There's some things that are non-negotiable for me. My list is character and how he treats me and treats other people. That's me. But he was like, oh no, you have to have a list of how tall you want him, how he speaks, what job he does. And I was like, what would that do for me?
It is only 25% of men that are over
But
6
that's
feet.
what they're telling us to do. There are pastors preaching this as sermon. You know, you need to write it down. There's a book called, there's another book, it's a journal, I think it's called 25 something something. Letter to your husband, 25 something. You list down 25 things each day that you want to pray about that your husband should be. That's what they're teaching us.
You see,
what do you guys want us to do?
No, you see, what they're teaching you is the power of manifestation.
Now, manifestation is different, but manifesting that my husband will be 7'2". Well, but like he said, how many? What's the percentage?
25%.
25%.
Everybody has.
How lucky will I be?
Everybody has something they like in a person.
Just look at this room right now. We are 3 guys here. None of us is 6 feet.
Thank you. Wow.
None of us. We are 3 guys here. None of us is 6 feet. So you think about it, like if you have 6 feet on your list, you already missed out on 3 of us.
You diverted.
Then you want a guy that can cry the movies. I don't cry the movies. I don't know both of you guys.
You won't get it. You won't get it. No, but even our mothers are teaching. Oh, you have to write down. You need a man that will have this job. How many people are doctors?
Right.
Do you get what I'm saying? How many people are engineers? Why don't you just take the I think Pastor Jima asked me a question last week. Will you take a bus driver? Will you marry a bus driver? And I said yes. Will you marry a contractor? I said yes. Will you marry a cleaner? I said yes. The reason I said yes because I know what my mindset is. My mindset is, okay, if you're a bus driver, I'm gonna give you 5 years. We're gonna own buses because I know where my mind is.
But you know there are a lot of females like you that would not do it. Especially the educated ones.
That's the problem, because they're teaching us that you have to position yourself in a certain way. I'm so sorry. That's what they're teaching us. That's what social media is teaching us.
Yes.
That is what our mothers are teaching us. Let me take home somebody that works at Taco Bell. Let's be honest. My family is going to look at me like, you could do better.
But look at yourself.
But then I have a vision.
Do you think that, I think as a woman, if you are picking a man, you should be able to pick a man that they don't have to be rich. They don't have to, but at least they can take care of you when times are hard.
People making $18 at Taco Bell now.
Yeah, and they can still take care of you.
$18 can take care of me in a home. Okay, don't play.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
$18
but if we
can take care
look
of
down
you.
on certain jobs, we live in a society that looks down on certain jobs. You get what I'm saying? I think
but you should know what you are going for, though. You should, like
but
you
our
said,
families will not agree.
like when you say will not agree, where you be.
I know what I want. I know my vision. I know that, okay, if I date somebody that works at Taco Bell.
If you tell your father,
I'm
right
not
now,
saying my family, please. My parents.
No. I'm saying it. If you tell your father, hey, daddy, I've met this guy. He's very smart. He's very articulate. This is the job that he does now. Looking at who he is, I can foretell that he's going to be able to do this. He's going to be. Do you think your dad is still going to be like, nah?
I'm telling you,
because he works hard.
You will agree. I think recently there was a conversation. There was a young lady. She's a doctor. Yeah, I think she's a medical doctor. She's doing a residency. The guy doesn't have. I think the guy only has a bachelor's degree, and he doesn't even use it. He does something else. And the conversation when they were ready to get married, this is a recent thing that just happened. Oh, everybody, she has a doctorate degree. Why would you marry somebody who doesn't even do?
Who has the doctorate?
The girl has the doctorate degree. She's a doctor. She's a medical doctor. The guy does. What does he do? I think he's into media, the whole media thing. So it's like she's marrying below. Below.
And normally women don't look down.
And there was conversations about it. And the girl was strong enough. And she said, this is what I want. So this is what I'm going for. Some women, like the board of directors that we were talking about last week, the board of directors will tell her, oh, this is beneath you. So guess what will happen? She will let that go because it doesn't fit into what society is telling us is okay. So I think in order for us to change certain things, we need as a society to start working on certain things.
But I think go ahead, bro.
When you say the society, it's hard for me to be in the moment right now, because if you look on social media every day, you will end up not.
It's depressing.
Yes, it's depressing. And aside that, even the friends that people have right now, like imagine if you are in a relationship and you have a little problem with your significant other,
Leave him.
and then you call a friend or you call somebody and go like, oh, so, and they start go like, oh, leave him alone, blah, 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 blah. And this person you're talking to actually don't even have anybody to even turn to. How can you turn to somebody who is blind for advice?
Keyword.
No, you cannot.
But 90% of the people are doing it. They sharing their relationship problems with friends, and people are telling them like, you as a woman being in a relationship, one, you might not see, but certain friends might be happy with you, look like they're happy, but they're deep not happy.
Oh, yeah.
So imagine if something happens like that, they're ready to tell you all the crazy stuff that will make you want to just leave your boat so you can join the waters where there's no life saving. So one thing people should also realize is that no matter what relationship you're in, if you got a problem, if you can't find the best person to talk to the partner you're with, because it's the best way.
Okay, I understand what you mean, but there are some situations that probably, there's some situations I'd rather talk to my board of directors about. Let's just say there are certain things he's abusing me verbally, emotionally. I'd rather talk to, but it also goes back to know your circle, know the people that are around you. For me, also, I've had that situation before, and I heard everything they were saying, which was, it's like they had my best interest, but I made the decision based on what I want. Do not allow, the reason I agree with what you're saying is I don't allow other people to dictate for you how your relationship should be. Because when you allow people to dictate, baby, you'll be very unhappy. You will be very single. So, and then those people, sometimes you'll be surprised they want what you have. I had the same situation that my friend, close to me, very close friend, and she did it to me twice. I was talking to this guy, and then she was like, oh, he's not good for you. He's not good for you. You need to leave. And at the time, the guy was doing certain things that was not good for me. So, I listened to her, and which I came to terms like, okay, this is not going to help me, and I left. Can you imagine 3 months later, she started talking to the guy? 3 months later, exactly 3 months later. I had another scenario where even that was not even my boyfriend, it was just a friend. They made it seem like this person was so bad, but less than a month later, they're besties going ever. And I'm saying they're like, did you just want what I have? So if you allow other people into your situation, sometimes they want what you have, but because they can't tell you, they'll just find ways around it and just get rid of it, and they have what you have. But me, please, you can't take what is mine. Oh, thank you. Right now, you can't take what is mine.
Ohimana Nama is saying, I'm coming from a place where the society is pushing the mentality of feminism and women disrespect men left, right, center.
Period.
Young people are not getting married because the understanding of submission is distorted.
Thank you.
Yes.
Because we present submission as slavery and no one wants to be ruled over. Marriage is partnership.
Yes.
The women are now noticing that the men are mostly not responsible because they are career motivated, but they are mostly attracted to marriage. They would rather be side chicks. So have a mind of your own, and if you have foresight and insight, marriage will be the easy when choosing a partner.
I used to hate the word submission.
Why?
I hated it.
Why? Because
it was never defined properly.
So how do you understand submission now?
Now, I feel like submission is just respect. Honoring my husband. You know how women, we want to be loved, right? I feel like my husband is doing everything, but he's working, making sure he's providing for me. Submitting to him is just honoring him. When he comes home, making him feel like he's the king of this castle. It doesn't matter what job he does, but understand that this is my king. Honoring him, letting him know that, Charlie, you're the one and only. I feel like that's what it is. But before, what I understood submission as,
what was the
when
understanding?
I'm dying,
what was the understanding?
Even when I'm dying, I have to make sure I provide for him. Even when I'm sick and I'm dying, I have to make sure that he's being fed. Which I understand is okay. But the way they made it seem is like...
I mean, it's not okay. If you have to, it's not okay.
Me as a woman, I don't have a say in my marriage. What my husband says goes. What my husband wants to do is the final. I have to be under his feet. It's like a maid under my husband's feet. I have to like lay there and let my husband put his legs on me, because like the way they made it scary. So it's like, what's the point of what am I submitting to? Right. But now I have a different understanding, is because they made it seem also that if the man is not providing what you want, why submit to him? You get what I'm saying? Right. And Instagram right now, it's happening. If he gives me, then I'll submit to you. But you have to realize it's not about a give and take situation. That is the general rule. You have to submit.
I think
to your
we
husband.
have chosen a lifestyle, and the lifestyle is the problem.
What do you mean?
So now when you look at women right now, they are wearing $200 weaves, $200 handbags. They have to do their nails.
$200,000 handbag. Calm down.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, they are doing their nails every weekend. $80, $70. They are, doing makeups every Sunday, Saturday, probably $60, $40. This is a lifestyle. And when you put all this lifestyle together, Charlie, even the rich people cannot afford.
I feel attacked.
Yeah.
I feel like he's coming for me. Yeah. Calm down. What do you mean?
So the rich people cannot even afford this situation.
Okay.
And then when a young man is coming, he's looking at it like, I'm doing all this math, But the young woman is also like, if you're going to marry me, then you have to take care of this. You see how it is? So they have chosen the lifestyle. We could survive on $20.
Oh, yeah.
Our rate. You know what I'm saying? We could survive. But because of these lifestyles, you want to change your bags. Now, these women want to wear shoes, they don't even wear it again.
No, hold on. But we buy it ourselves, though. Right? Hold on, calm down. Are we buying it ourselves?
So you know how you are saying that if you made a statement that if you give me, then I submit.
That's the new thing now.
That's what you said. But who is gonna be able to do this?
Yeah.
You see,
who's gonna be able to do this? Nobody can.
Cut your coat according to your size. Why I say that, go for a partner that you both have an understanding. Like right now, my wig doesn't cost $200, but okay. But let's just say my wigs. I get my nails done. I get my nails done every 4 weeks, right? I get my nails done every 4 weeks. I get my hair done, myself. Well, but if you're going to a stylist, I think if you have a partner that you both understand each other, you can have a conversation.
I was watching a girl on Delay's show yesterday called Sandra something, Abibiu. And a girl was saying that her wig was like a 10,000 cedis.
Oh, there are wigs that cost like $500, $600.
So how many of those wigs can you have?
Me.
Like I'm just saying that. How many of those wigs as a woman?
I'm sitting here.
How many wigs normally would you have?
At least majority. Every woman should have a classic of 5 wigs.
5. So if you have 500, that's 2,500.
I'll say
how many men have $2,500 just to invest in wigs?
That's what I'm saying. Marry the woman that you have an understanding.
So I look at it like people have chosen lifestyle. When the moment that you choose lifestyle, it becomes hard because
we haven't chosen lifestyle.
No, but what you were saying is we have to. Girls are saying give and then.
If I come sit on this camera and I look anyhow, would you be okay?
It depends how you describe anyhow.
No, reason I'm saying we have to at least put ourselves together.
No. It
like this when I woke up, I was like, oh, my nails is looking like
but
something.
You don't have to have that nails to be able to be on.
But at least
you
my
have
nails.
beautiful nails. You cut your nails. That's beautiful. It doesn't have to have that.
Like you know how to ruin my future.
No.
Hold on. You know how. Hold on, my husband might be watching. My future husband might be watching.
What did I tell you today?
My future husband might be watching.
What did I tell you today when you came in?
What did I look nice? I look very.
I said you look more beautiful with this on.
Yeah, please. This is my real hair. It's not a wig. Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? You look more beautiful, but females will rather want to buy 600 because it has become a trend. It's not because they feel like they look beautiful. It's because it has become a trend.
But people, I want to go back to, and I don't dress for anybody, but then we feel like we are more attractive to certain people if we have these on.
Right.
Okay. There was a conversation on Instagram about natural hair. When natural hair started coming out, men said they don't find natural hair beautiful. I'm sitting here, this is my natural hair. There'll be a guy sitting somewhere saying she needs the bob, she needs a wig.
That man is not for you.
Majority of there are men online. These are debates that happen. You live on Instagram.
Yeah, I mean,
there are debates that happen online about women's natural hair. When a woman doesn't have shows her natural hair, it's not attractive.
To who?
This is men having these conversations.
Then I'm a man, and I'm telling you this one.
You are the one out of.
You see, there's difference. Like he's saying, I'm a man that I like. You talking about nails and stuff. I like before I look at any woman's face, I might look at your nails and your feet first.
My dad told me that. Yes.
Because if you can't keep that in check,
that's me too.
Your face is out.
I'll look up.
Cause that's my thing.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily be worried. I mean, you can keep yourself groomed, you can keep yourself, but not something that's gonna bust my pocket. But if you say it's gonna bust your pocket, you
understand.
You gotta cut your coat according to your size.
But you see, so let's do, producer, please
because
do this.
If you judge
this math for me. So $70 times 26. No, 52.
No, but
the thing is, Kumasi, I think also if you judge a woman based on the appearance alone, you'll be surprised some of it is packaging. Yeah. Show you how we do it. That wig might look like, it's 200. If you do the math based on
But I
the
asked
average,
you and you told me
I'm also saying that if you do the math based on the average, right, I can get the $200 wig, right? It might be just one wig. I've worn for like 3 years.
So every year I'm gonna spend $3,640 on.
Don't you guys get haircuts? Hold on. Don't you guys get haircuts?
Nails.
Haircuts are right now. Haircut is $50, right?
25, 30.
They still do 25 haircuts 30. At this time. You're lying. Right now,
if it mean that I'm a bald guy, I try to do 2
Okay, 25. So every 2 weeks. No, let's also do your mouth. Let's want to come do our mouth.
You see, what I'm saying is, if a woman wants a man to be able to do certain things,
don't you guys find us attractive?
No, I don't.
You guys don't find us attractive?
It's horrible when I see those crazy makeups. It's horrible.
Okay, besides, let's take the makeup out.
When I see those crazy nails, it's horrible.
Wait, what about this one? This is crazy to you?
I cannot really make a comment about it, but my wife knows my stand on that.
This is natural, though.
I think you have beautiful nails. There's no point of going to grab artificial nails and put it on your. You think that's what makes you beautiful? I bet you most. That's not what. You know what? Let's run this poll and see.
I don't say that's
how many men prefer how you call that, acrylic?
Acrylic. I have acrylic.
How many men prefer the natural nail to the acrylic nails?
I'm not saying there's any acrylics. Your natural nails are beautiful.
Yeah.
But if she does it, like today when I did my nails, right? Last week when my nails were not done, my hands was done. When I did today I'm talking with my hands, lovely. I feel like it just enhances. It's just an enhancement.
It doesn't enhance anything. That's the lifestyle that you have chosen that you think men should match it. And
this is the reason why people don't want to get married.
And the men cannot match it and you think men are not responsible.
This is why you guys don't want to get married.
No, that's not because you are saying that we have to be responsible for certain things. We don't want to be responsible for nails. That's not what we want to be responsible
Doesn't the woman work? She can pay it herself, right? She has a job. Matter of fact, let me say that I have a job. I will pay my nails myself. Right?
Keep paying.
No, when I have a job.
So then why are you saying we should be responsible for you?
I would,
like you want us to be responsible for
if
nails,
I'm married, right?
Weave and all that?
If I'm married, I would love 1 week my husband will be like, oh baby, collect. Let me put it in the air so maybe my future husband, yes. I'm like, my husband will be like, baby, collect $300. Go get your nails. Go get pampered. For women, it's more of like a self-care, you're pampering yourself. Like this one, I woke up, I was like, I'm about to go pamper myself today. And I did it, right? Maybe it's just to pamper her. It's not maybe she's trying to break your back.
But what I'm saying is it shouldn't be a requirement to say that you have to give me this lifestyle before I submit to you. That's where I was coming from.
Oh yeah, that one.
It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be the requirement.
You see, and another thing is that women also be thinking that men think like them. Like she's saying, she woke up this morning trying to go pamper herself. Maybe if I live with you and you wake up feeling like you want to pamper yourself, but I ain't even think about it. And you looking at me like, I wish I could pamper myself. You don't say anything about it. How do I know? Because basically we just in the house and we just woke up. But you feel like you want to pamper yourself. You got to say something. But if you don't say something and you expect people like your man or whoever to figure it out, like, oh,
we're not magicians.
No, I can't think like this is why a lot of men are actually backing out of relationship, because women are actually looking for them to think like them.
And it becomes pressure.
And it becomes pressure because you have a problem with, oh, you are not doing this, you're not doing, like, let's say 2 people living in a house. This is my typical example. 2 people living in a house. If the house is dirty, one person might think, oh, I'll clean it later. The other person might think, I want to clean now. to me, it's about who feels like it's a border. And to say, I mean, if we're all living and you feel like, oh, it needs a little bit tidying up, go ahead, do it. Don't expect the next person. And this causes a lot of problems in relationship. And he's dirty, and it's not that the person is dirty. It's not that the female is dirty. It's about who feels the border.
What it bothers you doesn't bother you.
You know, but people will actually go.
I found that
out.
interesting, but look at it from this point of view. So there are some homes that they have roles in the homes. Everybody have what they do in the house. So let's say in my home, if I take care of the mortgage, I take care of the cars. I make sure that, light is on. I take care of all the bills. And you take care of the home. And you say, oh, it's not a bother to me. So I should be okay with that.
No,
I should take that one too.
No, that one is a problem.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that we just have to be understanding.
Yes, I'm
Like, let's say if I tell you, you are my wife right now, and if I tell you, say, hey, Jazzy, can you clean this thing to me, for me? Yeah. Can you please clean that? Yeah. What's the big deal?
There's no big deal, yeah.
There's no big deal.
But on the other hand, some women will look at it like you're
why
trying
can't
to,
you clean it yourself?
You're being bossy.
So the point is,
a maid or something.
Yeah.
So I think the point is how we define marriage. What actually are we looking for?
Yeah.
You're my life partner. I'm gonna do this thing with you. Like,
right.
Whatever happens, it's you and I. That's how we're gonna do this. If there's something wrong and I cannot tell you, if I say something to you and you're gonna interpret it as me trying to control you or me trying to run you, then I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah, that's a problem.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Anytime that I tell you to do something, it's not like I want you to take my word as the gospel truth or anything like that. But it's coming from a place of love. If I'm telling my wife, like, oh, I don't like this clothes that you are wearing, I'm not trying to control you. I'm trying to tell you that it doesn't suit you as a person.
Which should not be a problem, because even in the Bible it says the man is supposed to lead. So if the man is supposed to lead and he sees something like that, and to him in his household, he don't want that.
And so if my man doesn't like my nails and he says
you should agree with it. But some women might go like, oh, no, no, you can't tell me what to wear. No. I don't want to see my woman or my wife go out looking like this. And that is what I don't want to work with.
Ohima said something perfectly. She said, we live in a world of feminism. And we have changed the definition and the ideology behind feminism. Feminism has now become a place of it's my rights. Mm-hmm. And so many women that are married or single, they have the thing in their head of, it's my right. I have to be free. Mm-hmm. You do you, I do me. Right. So I think the whole thing boils down to feminism and what we are teaching to women of today. A young woman coming up from high school has the whole mentality of it's my right. I have my right. You can't tell me what to do, because that is what social media and the community is teaching us. So maybe we have to start, like Kumar said, we have to start teaching the essence, what is the purpose of marriage? What is the, roles in marriage? Right. These conversations we need to have these conversations more. As an African, I'll say the churches need to have these conversations more. But the church are no longer talking about marriage. You get what
no, they're not.
Right now, they're just talking about, if you hear a pastor on social media, right now, I've deleted half of the pastors on my Instagram, because all it's about is, what you get, what you do, what you get, what you benefit. But we are not actually having real conversations about marriage. So people are going into marriage with a blind, you're walking in blind because you don't know. And you're walking in with your own feelings. When I get married, I want my husband to wake up and make me breakfast in bed. My husband. And then with social media, and I feel like a lot of women are comparing their marriages on social media. The reason why you said something earlier that said, if you want to be pampered, just say it. The reason why women are not saying is because when they went on social media, Auntie Akoshia's husband, or Auntie Akoshia came and posted that, this morning my husband woke up and without me telling him, he sent me money to go get my hair done. So guess what she's doing? She's sitting at home. Well, but it didn't happen. Or she will come post, this morning my husband woke up and made me breakfast in bed. Or this morning, right now, I can come and post flowers that wasn't me and say, oh, babe, thank you. It wasn't true. But there'll be somebody out there that feels like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to receive. So then they take that attitude into their relationship. Well, that's not what it's supposed to be. We need to have conversations that all hands are not the same. Because Kwame is doing it does not mean Kwabena is doing it. Because, yeah, we have to have conversations about these things. But we've made it like a one-size-fits-all. Because this person is doing it, I have to. That's the whole wedding situation. Because A is having a big wedding does not mean B should have it. But now we've made it seem like it's a one-size-fits-all and we all have to be in the same box. But that's not what it is.
Now, let me ask you a simple question. We all drive cars, right? Mm-hmm. But guess what? We all don't go to the same destination.
Period.
That's how it is.
Yeah.
And we all drive cars. We all don't go to the destination. Even though you meet people at the same destination, they all came from different places.
Parts, yeah.
And marriage is like that. We don't have a manual. We don't have anything to explain how, like, the step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. You gotta make the marriage fit your own situation. Because if you look on Instagram and you are following all these relationship, they're doing it for the likes and the views. So they will say anything that sounds sweet. They will say anything that will hit
we had
that.
a show about that.
Well, that will hit that.
Last week. Yeah,
that dopamine in your head to make you feel like this is how it's supposed to be, and it's not. You know, because what happens in your house is in your house. Nobody knows what it is. But if you wake up and say that your boyfriend or your husband gave you a $500 flower and he did not, guess what? You're misleading.
It's just pressure. It's just.
But
pressure.
you even think about it this way: how long are these women going to understand that social media is not real?
Oh,
how long will it take?
It's going to take a while.
How long? They might never wake up.
How long is this going to take?
It's not even just women.
Then it means you're
it's not
done.
even just
it's
women.
not just
Yeah, even the guys too.
Men, kids, it's social media.
So basically, then you're going to be dumb forever.
I feel like
how are you going to get up?
I feel like putting the right people in society, like this conversation we're having, you'd be surprised who it's helping. What changed my ideology on marriage was because a woman, she was an older lady, started doing a show on Instagram about the purpose of marriage, submission, and even explaining submission better, which helped me understand it more.
Is it a light-skinned lady?
Who? She's a Nigerian.
Oh, no. There's another lady on Instagram. She has a tattoo. I'm going to show you. She also talks about stuff.
It was a Nigerian older woman. I think it was her daughter accidentally her daughter recorded, like they were having like a family meeting and the daughter recorded the advice she was giving them, and so it started a whole Instagram page. So I think we need to have conversations. It all boils down to conversations, then we can learn from it. That's me.
I don't understand that. Sometimes there are certain things that nobody's gonna tell you, but if you, like, when you make mistake 1, 2, you gotta rectify that. You cannot keep making mistakes. People have to tell me.
But you gotta
I'm telling you, you don't know better. Keep staying there. No, better.
But how would you know you are drowning if nobody tells you you're drowning?
So let's say you go in a relationship with this guy and you go with this expectations and you don't get it. You go in the next relationship with this guy with this same expectations, and something don't tell you in your mind that you should lower certain things.
He said something in the beginning about manifestation. I cut it off. The reason why I hate manifestation, you're saying that, right? But we live in a society that is telling us that if it doesn't work 10 times, keep manifesting, it will come to pass. So you're going into one. No, I'm speaking in general on the social media.
I understand.
Not
I'm
me,
just saying that.
Not me.
In this
but right
world,
now, they're
you
going
may not
like,
be lucky.
They don't understand that. They feel like if I manifest it, that's one thing I hate. The universe is going to hear it and bring it. And then the new understanding is, if you go 1, 2, 3 and it doesn't work, it's because you need to. The universe is trying to teach you something that you're not. It means that you deserve what you're asking. I'm telling you.
Because
that's the new thing.
Let's look at somebody like Nana McBrown. This lady has a lot of endorsements. Mm-hmm. So when you see this lady pulling up with the G-Wagon, if you see this lady driving a Range, if you see, you shouldn't sit somewhere you drive. And the crazy part of this whole thing is most of these people seeking all this glamour, they have not done anything in their lives. But they think that for some reason they should get these things.
That is why we have.
It doesn't work.
That's why we have a lot of slave queens and a lot of girls.
It doesn't work.
Doing all that stuff because they're looking for the fame. over 24 hours. You've seen Anama McBrown. Anama McBrown came from starting from old, you know, and she's put in a lot of work. So you see her driving
almost 3 decades.
Yeah, if you see her driving a G-Wagon today, it's not just it didn't just come.
Yeah, many people want the results.
You see, you didn't. Those who get that fame overnight,
they lose it quick,
and they're lucky though, because you might see like this. There was this,
but
girl.
it doesn't even happen.
Yeah, there was this.
Who gets fame overnight? Tell me anybody that you know that just gained fame overnight.
This girl, there was this girl Pamela something. This girl, she had this big boobs.
Hey, she got the fame randomly.
But what does she have?
Nothing. But that's what they're
right now. People don't want that. They want the fame.
But what I'm saying is,
they want the celebrity title.
But even when you get that fame, it doesn't give you anything. So let's say, okay, I'm Kumasi Nyame. Everybody knows me. I don't make no money. What is it for?
I don't make no
there are so many people famous that are drowning, but the fact that they're famous, they will continue to do whatever it takes to stay famous.
So what I'm trying to say is, I've never in my life seen anybody that have made it without putting in any work.
Oh, it doesn't work like that.
Look at music. I don't want to mention anybody's name, but there are some people that their song just became a fluke. Whoop, and then everywhere. Where are they?
One hit wonder.
Where are they? But look at those that have put in time. You know, they may not get a big hit, but you can never underestimate them. You can never take them out of there. You know what I'm saying? You got to work together. And this is what we need to tell this generation, that things don't come by chance. Somebody's not going to just see you and dash you a Range Rover.
A happy marriage comes with work.
Like everything comes from work. So you want that couples that you saw on Instagram. Yeah, it's beautiful. They have this car. They have this. Maybe they took time on their business. Yeah. Maybe they just didn't start with sex and sleeping around. Maybe they work hours and hours and hours and hours. And then you are just seeing them celebrating themselves for just 2 minutes, 10 minutes. And you think this is all their life, and that's what you're going to base your decision on? And I'm sorry, my brother and my sister, you're making a big mistake, because that's not how this world works. And I think almost everybody knows, when you go to school and you don't do your assignment, they don't pass you because you just came to school. You understand? You have to do the assignment. And that's how we test you, that if you are ready for the world or not. Is that not how it is done?
Of course.
But how do people just think that, me just by going on Instagram and seeing somebody doing this with a partner, it means we should be able to do that?
That's what people do, though.
But what I'm saying is that, why do they? You see,
women will force their husbands to do certain things.
It is so easier
to leave social media,
and it's not just only the women. It is so easier for people to think that certain things have to come to them without they looking at the effort that people put in.
It takes work.
You know how somebody works so hard and they build a house. You know when a Jacko the house came out, they were like, hey, this man took him 16 years to build a house. 16 years just to build a house.
Damn.
But you see the results today and you think it happened overnight.
And you are looking at it like, because the Jacko had that kind of house, I should be able to have that kind of house.
That's what people, but then let's be honest, that's why a lot of young people are going into fraud. A lot of our girls are sleeping around just to get what they need to get from it. That's the reason people are doing things like that.
And that's why I'm telling you that. You have known that. Who in this world have you seen done fraud and never get caught? Who in this world have you seen?
Something happens at the end of the day.
Like everything you put in this universe, you get it.
It comes back.
And people, these young people cannot tell me they don't know. All these guys doing fraud, they don't know that one day it will be a bad day.
Some of them feel like they're untouchable.
No, they know. There's a part of them that tells them they have to be careful about being caught. You see, there's a part of them that tells them.
With them too is a cross of heart. Like they've crossed their heart to do whatever they're going to do to make this money. Mm-hmm. You know, there's diverse ways of making money, but I am not seconding or I'm not supporting no fraud. But I mean, like you're saying, there's always consequences to everything.
Of course, every action.
So even with them doing fraud, guess what? They don't hit overnight. It takes constant going to the cafe, trying to talk to somebody before one day one hits one wonder, and then they get it. So that's the same way life is. Like nothing comes easy.
Yeah,
we don't find anything just like that. And sometimes if you don't try, you will never find. You can't sit somewhere and expect somebody to come out from nowhere and say, "I want to marry you."
You know the worst part of it is when people don't quit their jobs when it is hard, but they think we should quit marriage because it is hard.
Right.
You know, it is work.
Right.
You don't want to put in the work, but you want to. Do you know the work that Beyonce put in? You have no idea. Even the top guys, you know the work that they put in? They put in a lot of work to be able to make their, relationship work. It is not easy. And
they need to start telling us that.
Yeah, it is not easy.
It takes work.
It is not easy. Bro, do you think it is easy to approach a girl? That itself is not easy.
Oh, please. That is very easy.
You see,
Let's not have this conversation today, I beg. Let's not have this conversation.
It's not easy,
It's very easy. You guys in your head that it's not easy.
But you think about it this way. It is easy for you as a woman that you know that you are chilling with your friends, right? And then boom, it's 3:00. Damn, my husband's gonna be home in the next 2 hours. I gotta go home and make food for my husband. You think that is easy?
I'll leave.
But is that easy?
What do you mean is that easy?
The decision to leave.
I'll leave.
No, I'm not saying you wouldn't leave.
Oh.
The decision to leave.
Oh, yeah, it'll be hard a little bit.
Easy?
Because sometimes
it's not.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I'm outside, I'm enjoying with my friends.
Girls in a while.
I'm enjoying with my friends, and I notice that I gotta go home.
right.
It's not easy.
You have to make
You're
that.
a whole grown adult.
Yes.
Like you say, life is hard.
It is hard. So when I see these young people giving excuses of, this person did this for that person did this, so why can't I get it? Yo, people put in work to be able to work. Ask, what's the guy? Floyd Mayweather. Do you know how many punches this guy? He's training every day. Every day he's in his house. He's training all his life.
We have to educate ourselves
to get to where he is now. And then all of a sudden you see him with his money team. Now all of a sudden, you want to be like you. You think it's easy?
Not easy.
Cristiano Ronaldo has not eaten sugar in the last 15 years. You think that sacrifice is easy?
It's not.
It's not.
I think as couples, we always, both parties need to learn. We need to always be willing to learn. We need to always be willing to grow, and we need to start talking. Well, I want to say the right thing. I'm not married, so I can't speak on married people. But I feel like as a married woman, we need to stop the whole thing of, we're married, so everything has to stay inside. I don't know if it makes sense. We have to be able to talk to therapists, counselors, not pastors. These days, the pastors are confused themselves. But talk to somebody.
But how can you trust a counselor, not a pastor?
Me, I'll trust somebody I don't know my marriage.
Okay, I got it.
Because then there's no bias. The reason I'll trust
that's the best way.
I'll trust somebody who's not in my circle, who I don't know, because then they'll hear it from both. Then they won't have But I think we need to have the conversations of, we need to talk to counselors, marriage counselors, because I feel like I think of not a friend, but somebody I know, when she was going through her marital issues, right, she wanted to go get a marriage counselor, and then somebody made a statement to her that the moment you talk to a marriage counselor, that was our go. That means you are done with the marriage. But that's not what it is. Because Kumasi is saying we have to always learn. We have to always put in the work. So if I want to please my husband, I want to please my wife, I have to be putting the work. So talking to a marriage counselor, sometimes it will bring out things that even me as a wife, I didn't know that this is what my husband desired. Maybe the husband is saying it, but bringing a third party in there, it will shine it will shine a light on whatever the issue is. So I feel like we need to have the conversation, that we need to talk to counselors even when we are married. Because in the African community, we do marriage counseling before you get married, and that's it. Right? But marriage counseling is because we do the marriage counseling in the beginning, so we learn about what we are getting ourselves into. Right. But when you start a business, right, you always have to get mentors, business mentors. You have to, if you do that for a business, I feel like with marriage too, after we get married, we need to tell people that still go to marriage counseling, seek help, learn, you and your husband should read more. I think that's my opinion. Right. Excuse me.
I just think that we just have to make sure that we take care of ourselves, respect ourselves, treat each other with respect. Right. That's it. We cannot just sit down and expect things to be done right by us without putting in any work. That's where I'm standing because the entitlement is too much in this society. Like people are just sitting there expecting that, oh, I am this, so I have to get this.
And that's all they want to talk about. My man did this, my man did that, my man did this, my man did that. That's that conversation. And that is...
Hey, hold on, calm down.
No.
Please, I want to go out and be like, oh, my man, hold on, calm down. Don't do that. I want to go out and be like, oh, my man bought this purse. I want to go out and say, oh, today my man took me out for dinner. I want to. You know why? I want to call I want to call my sisters and be like, my man.
That's
me the day I get married. I'm calling my sisters and I'm like, even if my man didn't do it, I'm so sorry. But that day, my man.
That's where the whole thing.
No, it's not. Do you know the vibe it brings? Like, do you know how proud it makes us to say my man did that?
But what if actually your man did it for you?
That's what I'm saying.
So what I'm trying to say is, put in work to get what
so
you
hold
deserve.
on, calm down.
Don't fake it.
Hold on, my husband should also put in work. My man should put in work to get me.
But don't you think your man is? The man is trying to put in work.
I say you're trying to ruin my happiness today, both of you.
I'm trying to. I just look at this.
But there's nothing wrong with me saying my man bought the car.
There's nothing wrong
my
with it.
man did
There's
it.
nothing wrong with it.
Okay.
We need to celebrate people like that. If a man does that,
My man
I
loves
think that
me,
man,
right?
that man should be celebrated.
Yes.
What I'm saying is, we shouldn't be faking it. And young women shouldn't
But you know
sit
why
there.
we fake it? We fake it to make it.
It's crazy.
Let's say if I fake it, right? Maybe one day, hold on, I'm not saying I do that, but I'm giving you guys the mind of a few people. Okay, if I keep faking it, maybe one day my husband will wake up and be like, okay, I don't want her to fake it anymore. Let me buy her the flowers. You get where we come from. I'm trying to come from different angles. I fake the flowers, right?
That's a suicidal angle.
Let's just say
that angle you're talking about is suicidal.
No, it's not.
Because most men.
I fake it. One day my husband
one
will see
problem
my
with
husband will be like,
one problem with females too. They always think they know men.
Yeah. So if we fake it, you guys wouldn't do it.
That's good.
I would not fake it. I don't have strength.
The people that fake it. If you can buy it and do it for yourself to be happy about it, why should I worry myself?
But we want you guys to do it. So if I'm faking it.
Listen to me. This is from a man to a woman. You want a man to do something for you. You, in your own mind, you are saying that, oh, because the man will not do it.
Fake it till you make it.
So I'm going to fake it.
Till you make
to
it.
To the man's mind, oh, this is making her happy. I'm good.
Oh wow, so it's the opposite.
You see that?
Wait, hold on. You guys will not do it.
What should I?
Oh,
you got it.
I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just tell him I want it, and I'm going to get it.
Right.
That's why I'm saying that when women keep thinking that they understand men, they have to be. It doesn't work like that.
And that is where we are having a problem, because women are trying to tap into the brains of men. Try to think like men. You know, like the other day when we had the first the other episode that you was talking about, like men, you need men to chase, and then at a point they stop chasing. It's not because men stop chasing, but the thing is, if I'm chasing a woman and you know I like you and I'm chasing you, there's a reason why I'm chasing you. But some women they want to take you through ups and downs and
because I want to know if he will be able to stand the test of time when this happens.
Well, guess what? That's why he also decided not to stand.
I'm not speaking about me.
No. You just standing in for women.
I'm trying to stand it because on what most women think.
Yeah.
Most women pull men up and down because they want to know, does he really want me? Right? I have a girlfriend right now that she wants a man to fight for her. Like, if you don't fight for me, like, let's say you come and I say I'm not interested. She wants you to come knock on her door like every other day.
It happens in movies. Thank you, producer. I like that, producer.
Hold on, no,
can you do that in the mic for me,
please? No, but like most women,
it happens in movies.
But then most women in reality,
they say it happens in movies. When a man does that, you need to call the cops on him. So that man can kill you if you don't.
Yeah, but women want that they want to wake up and let's say if you keep wanting me, right? I'm speaking on La La Land women. They want to wake up and you've left flowers at their door. I'm trying to give hints. You've left food at their door. You left gift
And
typing.
the same woman will
I'm
look
trying
at
to
you
throw
as a
my
weak
punches
man.
out there. No, we will not. No, I'm
come
speaking of women right now. If you want me, I want you to fight for me, because that's what Instagram is. That's what these pastors are teaching us now. A man has to fight for you. So what is fighting to a woman?
So when before a pastor tells you that a woman have to fight for you, tell the pastor that before you come to church, it should fight for you before you come to their church, and listen to what they are going to say.
They do fight for you. Don't they?
Don't you keep fighting?
They'll tell you, I'm fighting in the spirit.
Yeah,
I'm waging war.
I'm just.
But what am I meant to fight for me? What, like, I'm saying women now, if you want fighting, they want you to show up.
Men are not even allowed to fight for women in this
Why?
generation that we are in.
I want you to show me that you love
When I
me.
keep showing up at your door, you're gonna call the cops.
Please don't show up at my door. I'm gonna call 911 real quick.
There
I'm
we
not
go.
calling 911, I'm calling
So
my brothers.
anything that we do, there's a problem.
You see, no.
No, there's not. Okay.
See,
these days, men are no longer fighting for a woman.
Why
Let
should
me
we
explain.
fight?
Hold on.
You are giving the sex for free. You're cooking for
Not
free.
even before
You're
that,
doing this
men
for
are
everything
no
for free.
longer like pursuing. If you're talking about what we spoke about, men are no longer pursuing.
But why should we pursue? Why
Why
we are not
can't we
even-
pursue?
But look at it. You know when they used to pursue?
When?
When women used to have recipe books. When
have a recipe
when
book in my
women used to be
house.
virgins. When
I'm a virgin.
that's when women used to. So definitely. You're gonna
Oh,
get
wow.
it.
So
that's
then you
when
feel
women
like-
used to pursue. Men used to pursue.
Okay.
Now where's the standard? The standard has been lowered. What women do is women think that men should keep the traditional standards, whilst they don't keep the.
But what if you meet a woman who keeps the traditional standard, but
We'll
you're not
fight.
pursuing? Not all men are doing it these
No, we'll
days.
fight.
These days, these men are not doing it. These men are not doing it. I'm just saying.
Because when you look at women, when you ask a woman right now, do you have a recipe book? It will be
I have one.
It will be a big problem.
I have one on
I
my
don't think
phone.
I don't think a lot of them have it.
These are on our phone,
when you,
digital. I have one.
when you talk to a woman and you ask the woman that I want a virgin, it becomes a problem.
Do they have
But,
virginity
but
anymore?
this is the traditional standard. When you are seeking for a man to take care of you, the man to be your security, the man to be your safeguard, and all that. The man is looking for purity. The man is looking for recipe book. The man is. But
Yeah.
anytime we talk about these things, it looks like we are crazy.
Yeah.
For
You know
even
why?
talking about
You know
this.
why? Because women have made it that if it's not them, we men are not getting anything. Because
Yeah.
she said, like, what did you say? You said something about behind every successful man is a woman, which is an established fact.
Yeah.
But women should also understand that men can actually do themselves like they're supposed to do. Like you can be, you met. Come on, do you think these rich men be worried about women?
Not at all.
Not at all. But in society, we have to be married. Who created that? It's us as humans that created that. You need, because a man needs a woman in the house to take care of the stuff that he cannot.
A man actually need a
woman
woman
is
to be able to
nurturing.
function right.
Exactly. Because a man go 3 days without.
Please, can you say that louder in the mic? He was talking.
Yeah. Women actually need men to be able to function right.
Right.
No, I thought it was men need. No, don't lie. You are lying. Hold on.
Men
Hold on. He
need
lied. Say that. No, say the right
Women
way.
need men
No,
to be able
men
to
need
function right.
women.
Men need women to
Say it for the men in the back. Men need women to function right.
We both need
Period.
ourselves
Thank
anyways.
you.
Yes, men need women to function right.
But you will never hear any man going online and say, "Hey, I don't need women.
Oh, I do.
I have my doll in my house." But you see women
I don't
online
have
talking about
anybody.
how they have dildos and
I need my
they
man.
don't need men.
At the end of the day, what
Feminists.
is the dude? The dude is still a man.
Oh, that is.
Yeah,
fact.
but
Hold on, that is.
it is.
fact.
It is. Yeah. It is.
You're putting something in place of a man.
So technically, we do need them.
You do need it.
And the men need a woman.
Exactly.
Thank you.
So it's not even. And the fact is, men would never go online and say, "We do not need women. We don't need women." It is women that are saying they do not need men, and then they turn down and say, "Oh, men are not responsible. If you don't need me, why should I be responsible for you?"
At this point, where
You
we
know,
can- I'll agree
women
to
are
disagree.
actually killing the spirit of men in this society that we live in.
So how can we do better?
That's a question.
How can women
How
do
can we
better?
do better?
I mean, I feel like women should start learning, not going back into time, but at least learn how to. Because every man loves to be pumped.
Okay, because I knew one of you would say that. I asked that question for, because then if you say that, the men also need to go back in time on what our grandfathers were doing.
Yeah.
Are they doing it now?
Most
No,
men
they're
do.
not doing it now.
Most men do.
Some are doing it, some are not.
In this era, so what was our forefathers doing? Taking care of the home, making sure that the kids are raised upright, disciplined, control and patrol. These were the duties of a man, right?
Are they doing it now?
Now the women will not even allow the men to do it.
Because there has been traditional shift, and then everybody is confused. We're mixing Western culture with our tradition. We make like even with a wedding now, people are doing it like it's a whole concert. So
Please, somebody did it for 6 days. Do you remember that one they did for?
It's like
you know what I'm talking about? The Ghanaian one they did for like 6 days.
God,
I remember that one.
Yeah, what is that people's name? Oh, the pie people.
Yeah, you are right.
They did it Friday,
right.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah, you are right.
They got it.
It doesn't even make sense. Like you said, a traditional thing. Men are trying to be in the house. It is women that are putting men out of the house. Men are trying to be there. Women don't want. If in this era, just tell your woman, I don't want you to work. I want you to stay home. I want to do 2 jobs. They say, no, you want to control me.
It's not control. I can't.
What should men do again?
It's not control though. But then it's not control. Some women, me personally, if you tell me to stay home and be a housewife, Kumasi, I will lose my mind. No, let me be honest. I'm used to.
It looks like you are. You say I should let you be honest, and I say it looks like you are.
No, if I have to stay home and you tell me don't work at all, just stay home. I can't.
But don't you think taking care of the kids are easy?
Besides, when the kids start going to school and you still want me to stay home, how?
No,
I can't.
but how are you going to stay home that way? Most men, when men say stay home and take care of the kids, you know what they mean?
Except if you have a business that you're doing at home.
Stay home and take care of the kids, and you have other stuff to do. It's not like you can't go out. It's not like you can't go out. You have your car, you have this, you go do your groceries, you go do your hair, you go do this, you come home and take care of your kids. When your kids,
me knowing I can't work.
When your kids, it's time for them to come home, you go pick your kids.
I have to have a certain type of career.
The man is.
You see,
and I'm so sorry. Even if it's not working the 40 hours a week, like me, okay, I can use my business, right? At least I have a type of business, okay? So at least, even if my husband tells me to stay home, at least I know that I'm doing something. But if you tell me I'm staying home completely, just taking care of the kids and not doing anything, I can't.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I can't.
A lot of women will prefer that.
It's amazing.
But in this generation, it's either you're controlling.
Oh no, it's not even about control. I just can't.
So it's there are so many things, and then when the men don't do it, they turn around and say they are not responsible. Okay. So marriage is headache for men these days. Now why should I take this headache? Moreover, all the things that I'm expected to get from a wife, I'm getting it. Why should I get into this marriage?
Right.
I think I also want to say the reason a lot of women now, when I say they want to stay home, is let's just say you tell me to stay home and take care of the kids. It's life. Anything can happen. You get injured or anything, and we have nothing to fall upon. That's also a problem.
It's life. That's why we put systems in place.
Yeah, for me, when you
say, that's how we put systems in place.
A woman staying at home or a career woman is not, to me, is not a big problem, but it's about the coordination in the house.
Yes.
Okay.
It's about the coordination in the house. You got to either work around your shifts and see who goes in first to work and come home and take. People got to learn how to live in their own little corner than thinking about things that people got to do. Like, I live with my wife and then we have kids. The way I want to raise my kids, I see the next neighbor raising their kids a certain way, and I want to force my kids to just
they want to have everything for their kids. It doesn't work like that. Do you know when fathers are telling them the kid don't need this thing, and the mother will go buy it for them?
That's a problem. I hate that. Teach your child. Life is hard.
So what you are basically telling the kid is, don't listen to your father.
Yeah, indirectly. Yeah.
And then you are making this man irresponsible in the house. And then the man decides, you know what, I'm not gonna do. So you know what the guys are doing in America here? What they're doing is, when their kids start growing, and anytime they try to take responsibility for the kids, their wife steps in. Anytime they try to discipline the kids, their wife steps in. So a man with no power is nothing
at all.
So it's like, okay, all right. They go to Ghana. They go get a young girl, and then when they come to this house, they are like strangers. They live in the house like strangers. Whatever you do, if you're gonna kill yourself, kill yourself. They do their 2 jobs. They build their house in Ghana. They put a car in for their wives in Ghana, and then boom, winter time, they are gone. They go enjoy with their wives. They come back. They come work 2 jobs, because you have pushed the man out of the house. Yeah. He doesn't have no dominion in that house. And if a man don't have that dominion, what's the point? What's the point? The kids don't even respect the man. So he's like, okay, if I'm gonna sit here and get blood pressure, no, I'm gonna go to Ghana, get myself a young girl, put a nice car in the house, build a nice house for her, get her a salon, or get her a supermarket. Mm-hmm. She will be fine. When I come to Ghana, this woman will treat me like a king. You cook for me every day. He's gonna do this for me. All I need to do is to send $100, $200 every month.
Every 2 weeks you send $100.
And that's all this man have to do to get that. So what do you think the man should do? They leave this woman here, and then boom, when the kids are 17, 18 years, you hear, oh, there's a shooting over here. Oh, your son goes. The man tried. This woman didn't allow that. Right. That's what happened.
That's why there's a lot of broken homes. If you look, especially in our society where we are right now, that's why there's a lot of men away from the homes. That's why there's a lot of women away from children and stuff like, because there's not been any tuition of how people have to relate with people, and already people are traumatized through, some people, especially people that didn't have fathers before they grew up. The home is broken. If you have somebody who grew up from a broken home, how do you expect them to grow and build a house that is not broken?
I think
it's tough.
Could.
It's tough. You could, but it's tough.
Yeah, because I'm like, it's a mindset.
Yeah, it's a mindset that needs to be changed, but not too many people can be able to build that mindset.
Because I was like, I told myself at a certain age, I would not. My kids will not grow up in a broken home.
That is the mindset you took.
Okay.
But if you look around you, how many people do you see taking the mindset like, okay, my pops was not there, but guess what? I have to step in and make what I want to become a reality.
Oh yeah.
No, but people are actually sitting down talking about pops was not there, and then they end up becoming the pops that was not there themselves.
Facts.
So I mean, that's all I got to say.
I think we should allow. Listen, God put this leadership in place for a reason. He says the man is going to be the head of the household, and the woman's head is going to be the man, and the man's head is going to be God. There's a hierarchy. Yeah. So when Adam ate the fruit, it was Eve that ate the fruit first, right?
Adam.
And gave it to Adam. Mm-hmm. But when God was looking for them, went straight to Adam. Didn't go to Eve. Because he had not given any assignment to Eve. Mm-hmm. He went straight to Adam.
Husband, wife, yeah.
You understand? So it's the hierarchy system. If we learn to respect that hierarchy system, it will help all of us. Mm-hmm. If my kid is playing a fool, you think you love the kid more than I do? You see that this society, women feel like they own the kid more than the man.
I carried him 9 months.
Yeah.
I mean, yes.
I heard a woman say that when you touch my child, you touch my C-section.
Hey.
Yeah. You see, when something happened to my child, it happens to my C-section, my wound. I'm not gonna let anybody. And then you keep pampering it, and you know how it starts.
We have a bunch of fools walking around.
And you know how it starts. So let's say I have 2 boys. And the kids, they like to test. So they will come to you and say, hey, Dad, I want to do this. And you say no.
They'll go to mom.
They go to them and say, Dad says.
Yeah, I did that a lot going on.
And you know what? And when they do that, they set confusion into you.
Right.
So when I come home and I see that my wife gave it to them, I feel like my wife is trying to undermine my authority.
But that's not even what happened. The kids that played the trick.
Because they know where they know where they
Yeah.
And the thing is, the women always fall for it.
Women are softer though in general.
The women, it looks like they said, when they were trying to build the Tower of Babel, what did God say? God says, if man have decided to do this and they come in one accord, they will do it. I have to put confusion between them. That's what God said. Anytime that two people decide that we are going to do this, we will do it. If we decide that we are going to build the biggest media house in Columbus, we will do it.
Yeah. 2 is better than 1.
You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, when we are not on the same page, sometimes we are not even on the same book. To
even be on that page.
That's where the problem is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So what we need to do as a people, as couples, is to make sure that we have one understanding.
Right.
Our kids are our kids.
Right.
It doesn't matter whether if daddy is giving or it's mommy that is giving. Sometimes women give monies to their kids and then they make the kids feel like it's them giving it to the kid. The father is not doing anything.
It's not daddy, it's me.
So what happens is you cannot rule over something that you do not have authority over or responsibility to. It can never happen. So these days, when I see young guys that don't want to get married, some of these things that happen that they don't want to. Like, if I would rather be dead than to have my own kid disrespect me. Yeah, I'd rather be dead than to have my kid. Like my kid that I took care of, love this kid, trying to raise. I want this kid to be somebody in future. And it's not like I can't do it.
You can.
It's because my wife will not allow me to do it.
Right. That's deep.
Have you had a conversation with your wife about it? Because a lot of times the women might not see it that is they're doing something wrong.
I'm telling you, this
conversation.
society have made our women dysfunctional.
I understand that, but we keep blaming society that we will not be able to do something.
So
have
what
a
it is
conversation with your wife. She probably does not even know that she's doing something wrong.
I'm telling you, this society that we live in, the woman is get out of the house. What are you gonna do?
Right.
It's not even about whether they know what they're doing is not right. When you are with somebody and you're doing something to the person is complaining, say, I do not like what you are doing.
Okay, then that's different. It's been complained, it's been asked. So that's
you know what I'm saying? Do you think that a man will just get up one day and say, I'm not going to say anything about my kids? Of course they've said it.
There's got to be a decision.
Because this society allows, it allows especially women to thrive in that environment. Because it's easy for a woman to, in Ghana, you would dare not tell your husband, I'm going to put you out. You know what I'm saying? In this society, hey, the woman can just put you out and still make more money then. Take everything that you have and make more. You look at it like when women are 70 to 80% of divorces are initiated by women. 70 to 80% are initiated by women. And then all these monies that the men are making, they are rather going to the woman. Why should a man get married?
There's no point.
There's no point.
It's sad. Really
And but get what though? He said it. Women need marriage more than men do. Because at the end of the day, you need human as compared to man that prefer things. So that's why a man can easily be like, okay, if you don't want me, okay, I'm gonna make my job, I'm gonna buy my motorbike, I'm gonna buy my PlayStation, and then we can focus on that. But women can't do that. I'm not saying this to bring women down or trying to bash women or anything like that. I'm concerned.
I want marriage. Me, I've already said it. I want marriage.
I'm really concerned about the society that we are in.
I want my man.
I'm getting emotional.
Don't get emotional. Aww.
Yeah.
It was a really great show, but we need to keep the lights on. So let's Inkwell Printing. If you need volume copies, business cards, envelope brochures, flyer, promo item booklets, cardless forms, invitation, rubber stamps, photos, and all your printing needs, reach out to Inkwell Printing. They are located on 1900 East Dublin Granville Road, Columbus, Ohio, 43229, or you can give them a call on 614-888-2201. Believers Attire, they are a Christian-themed t-shirt which aims to start conversations and to motivate and affirm our trust in God. If you need a t-shirt, they have many. They have the one Kumase had on today. It says give God glory. They have other ones that says ASAP. They have God is my president, and they have many more also in store. If you want one, just reach out to 220-465-0822. 220-465-0822. RG Kids Portrait. They specialize in maternity kits and baby shoots. It comes with decor and attire. So all my new, my moms to be, my new moms, reach out to RG Kids. You can find them on Instagram as RG Kids Portrait, or you can give them a call on 614-254-2151. I'll just take the last words and then we'll wrap up for tonight. Mali, go ahead with your last words and let's wrap.
Okay, so I mean, we've had a long conversation about marriage and everything, and my last words will be: if you are in a relationship, be it marriage or just normal casual relationship or romantic relationship, you should learn how to deal with people, because we are all prone to mistakes, and if we don't make mistakes, we don't learn. But people end up getting frustrated with people's mistakes and trying to cut them off immediately without even second looking, like, okay, I am human too and I can make the same mistake. So I mean, yes, God gives you if you ask God for a favor, He's actually going to give you something that will distort your belief, so that you can get the favor. He don't give us what we want. Like if you ask God for money, He's not going to tell you that go walk over there, there's money over there. So if you ask God for a relationship or you ask God for marriage, understand that He's going to give you a marriage that's going to challenge you, and the glory in the marriage will be if you are able to sustain it till the end of the time, where one passes out or two people pass out. But if you cannot make it till there, know that every day there's going to be a challenge and you're just going to have to ride through and figure it out.
Yeah, I think that young men should be responsible. We are in an era where young men don't want to take responsibilities. Right. Most of the guys that say, I don't want to get married, they just don't want to deal with the responsibility that comes with it. And to be a man equals responsibility. You have to be able to take responsibilities. I think females should close your legs. It shouldn't be that promiscuous, because when you keep sleeping around with, going around with men, why should men take you home? There's no value. Men prefer, I keep saying this and I'll keep saying it, men prefer purity. That's what men prefer. It attracts men, But if you go around and, trying to sleep with everybody, how's the man going to make that decision? Because the men feel like I'm going to get a second-hand goods, and no man wants that. So if women are going to, be honest with themselves, women naturally don't even like to sleep around. Women naturally. But it seems that this society is pushing women to act like that. That you have to. That's not the way. And then keep your time, because God's time is always the best. It will get there,
Facts. I think it was a great show. I think, yes, I would say the same thing. Always educate yourself. Let's all grow together in life. You have to put in work in order for you to get the results that you're looking for. But today was a great show. I know. I wish we don't have to bring it to an end, but I have to go to sleep. So we are bringing the show to an end. But don't worry. We will be back on Tuesday, same time, 6 p.m. And we'll be back again also on Thursday. Thank you, Mali, for joining us today. We appreciate it. Kumas, what's up?
And also, if you really want to be part of this show, you can WhatsApp us on 220-465-0822. 220-465-0822. If you want to be part of the show, somebody tested me a couple of days like, we want to be part of the show. So I'm like, if you want to be part of the show, just test us and we can hook you on. Thank you.
Well, that's it for the show. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, our Facebook, our TikTok. Find us on all other digital platforms. It's All That Matters. I am your girl. On YouTube is Revolt GHRE.
Facebook Revolt GH.
Yeah, Facebook is Revolt GHREVOLT GH. With that said, thank you guys so much for watching and supporting. Don't forget to share, comment, and like. I love you all, and have a blessed weekend.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye. You guys need to start doing the bye with me. You guys need to start doing the bye.